Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Carey, and this is the podcast that follows my book, Words from a Friend, A Daily Guide to a Purposeful Life. It's available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. We're at a 365-day inner journey, and we're on day 35 already. And it is the February 4th message. And the message is old beliefs. Old beliefs. And it goes like this. I once believed that I could not speak in front of a crowd. I once believed that I had to do what my dad did because I went to college for it. I once believed that I was only capable of certain potential in life. And I once believed I was separate from you and from my higher power. I once believed almost everything I was told about myself from others. Sound like you? I didn't know, just like you, right? Now that I know, I just follow the right formula. This is a little extension from yesterday, the formula. And now you know the formula. It's thoughts, words, and deeds in the right direction, in the higher way. Now that I know, I just follow the right formula. It's all about love and loving yourself first. Love everyone in your life, even if you don't always like them. That's very important. Love them, even though you don't always like them or like what they do. That's right? That's always a challenge because everybody wants to do what they want to do. Everybody's independent, right? They're doing it their way, just like you want to do it your way. That's why you got to give up control, trying to control other people. It's a fruitless journey. It's fruitless, right? They have their stuff to do. You can influence, but that's by your example, right? If they ask your advice, that's one thing. That's one thing. We're guides for each other. We're not here to control each other. Nope, we're here to help if we can. But if you're not asked to, right? Always yapping our opinions without being asked for them, assuming that you know what's best for everybody else. That's el controlo. That's el controlo, el ego, right? Wanting to control other people. All right? Okay. It's all about love, loving yourself, love everyone in your life, even if you don't always like them. They are there for your higher good, even if they're in your life temporarily. You may be there to teach them something important to their journey, or learn something from them for your journey. It's always back and forth like that. You just got to be aware. You got to be awake. Got to be present. We're getting messages every day that could help us, right? Every day they're in there, and even in the ones that we want to judge as this or that or the other thing, or you don't like them that day, doesn't mean that there's not something in there. That's why you got to have your ship is steady. Don't take their ego personally, because that's their stuff. That's their stuff to take care of. You keep your ship steady. Do yourself to be the best, energy you can be. See if that can guide the ship you're in for that particular moment or whatever. And move forward, right? If not. Okay? It's not your job to control other people. It's not your job to save people. It's not your job to do that. It is our job to be a help if we can be, right? And that's the most important part. And God will send that. God will let you know when you're supposed to help. You're aware. You're always looking at if that is. And that's what you do naturally if you've got a big heart, right? You're looking to help if something's in front of you, right? Not just looking away like you're, don't care. So love is the main ingredient of the formula. Love has many seasonings to choose from, and when they are the only seasonings you choose to think about, talk about, dream upon, achieve upon, create your life upon. Give to yourself and give away freely to others as much as possibly. Then you will have become the master creator of your own life. It's always as simple as a choice to be a giver rather than a taker. That's what it is. Taking is, not taking like you're stealing from somebody, but what's your energy you're bringing to the table? Are you in there trying to, you got this big stuff going on and bringing the whole show down instead of just expressing what your needs are, and then it takes over the vibe of the place. And right, what are you bringing to the table every day? What are you bringing to the table of life every day? Are you using the formula? Or are you just waking up every morning and, like I say, let the day take you and willy-nilly wherever it goes? Or do you have some intention? Power of intention is everything. Start your day with intention. You'll end it with satisfaction. Right? Determination to satisfaction. You got to have a plan for that day. And it's only that day. And it's not, you have to plan for the whole ride just for that day. Okay? Most of us are sloppy creators at best. We keep forgetting to use the formula for what we desire in our lives, or we just don't know the formula. Never been taught the formula. Right? We just go willy-nilly and take what we can get and hope for the best. And no, you can have a whole plan. There's a plan for you, right? You just got to say, where do I feel that pull? What's that creative pull? What is it? Where does it want me to be? Right? Wherever it pulls you, if you have to do with other people, you better have your ship together. You better have your ship together. That's the best advice. When you're working on yourself and learning to master yourself, then you have much to give, much to offer, because you're not going in there and letting the day take. You're going in there with your light as your lantern of can do. Let's get together on this. I'm willing to work together. We can collaborate and create something great together. I am in. That's that energy, right? It's got some enthusiasm to it. Got some drive already in it. It's got the ready to go. That's up here. That's up here, and that's a decision. It's an energetic decision, right? Yeah, you can do physical things to help you get up there, but it starts with the decision to do that. Always. You are the painter. Decide what to paint, how to paint. Paint with the higher way. Higher thoughts, higher words, higher actions. Okay? Peace, harmony, prosperity, great relationships, self-love, generosity, wealth, health, and happiness are what we all say we want. It's simple, my friends. Just give those things in your own way, in your own beautiful way. All of those things. Give what you need and give what you want to see show up in your life, leaving out unnecessary stuff of the ego in order to get there. Being honest, having that giving nature. People are going to want to be able to give that back to you, because that's your way. That's their door opener, and it keeps the doors open. That genuine, if it's genuine, and it's these people actually mean something to you. Yeah, it's got to be real. It's got to be real, right? Can't be fakery. Your actions tell that anyway. Whether your actions line up with your word. That's the most important thing. Because your words they can have a hollow bucket. They don't mean anything because your word isn't good. Because you don't follow through on your word. You don't show up when you say you're going to show up. You don't do what you say you're going to do. Even though you may say it with enthusiasm, and I'll be there tomorrow, and you don't show. For whatever that is, right? Your family, your friends, your work, whatever that is. Now your word's not that good. So nobody trusts it. So who's going to invest in that, even in friendship? I don't know. I can't invest in a friendship that doesn't have that coming back, right? That's a one-sided friendship. Got to pour into each other's cups to have good relationships. That's why people have small circles, right? They have those people that they want to focus on because those people focus on them, right? And that's why we have these little beautiful small circles of friends, even though we may know a lot of people and have a lot of acquaintances. Your circle being small that's a beautiful thing because you're focused on them. How can you focus on so many other things going on? That's where best of life is. That's where best of memories are made. Lifelong friendships. Those are the best because then you can talk about stuff you've done when you were 4, 5, 6. It's crazy. Those are the best ones. Celebrate those and remind people of the fun you had. That's the gold of life. Okay? All right. Give what you need. Give what you want to see show up at your doorstep, leaving out the unnecessary part of your ego. Let love be your constant calling card wherever you go. I'm not saying, you're selling pencils or you're giving away flowers at the airport. I'm not saying that, although that's nice. I'm saying, you're doing it for the benefit of the whole. You're doing it for the benefit of your own heart and keeping that open and doing that. These are the exercises that you do to exercise your light. We've been exercising our egos for so long, exercising our light is not that familiar, or you think of it as, sappy or hokey or whatever that is. Nope. No, that's the stuff you come back to that you go, right? Who do I want to have in my life? Who do I want my relationships to be? Are they going to be strong, or, am I not pouring into those cups? That's up to you. It really is. It's up to you how your journey's going to be. But just know that there's so much potential in here that it wants to get out. You say yes. It's on. It's on if you stay consistent. Game on. Good life. Good life. Beautiful life. Meaningful. Purposeful. Okay? All right. Use the let love be your constant calling card wherever you go. Become known for it. Aren't you drawn to people who are the light and loving? I am. You funny sons of... I'm drawn. There's so many great people in our organization that are just so awesome that they're just drawn. They're drawn. Right? That's the law of attraction. You can't be a funny, cool character that cares about people. That's it. Say no more. Let's be friends. All right? So become known for it. Aren't you drawn to people who are light and loving? Let love be your magnet, for it is what draws all goodness into your life. The opposite is also true. What are you dealing out there? What seeds are you throwing out there in front of you that they're gonna catch up? They're gonna be there from what you're saying, from what you're doing. All of those things are seeds. All those are seeds for what's coming for you down the road. Plant good ones. Say good things. Speak your purpose. Speak in faith of your dream. No matter what naysayers are around you. No matter what people say, yeah, but don't get your, oh man, I could never create with that around me. Naysayers. Man, do your thing. Do your thing. They don't know what's in your heart. Like I always say, they don't know what's in there. They don't see the vision you see in there. They can't. And if they did, they could stay. I wouldn't be able to do it anyway, so they could downplay it on you and say, I don't want you to get hurt. It's like, that's just people talking with their own limitations. Remember that. You're going beyond your old limitations. Growing is always going beyond something old. And we'll be willing to slough off the old that doesn't work anymore. Or hasn't worked very well at all. But we still use it. Because we're not awake to it. Or we're unwilling to face it. Okay? All right. If we use the darkness to guide, using the darkness is there to guide you back to the light. It's like, oh man, boop, bumped into the rocks here. I'm in the rocks. I got to get back in the river. I got to get back in the middle and stop rowing into the rocks. Self-sabotaging, rowing against my own current, against my own flow, getting in my own way, tripping over my own ego. Okay? That's why we tame it, because it's doing damage that we know it's doing damage, but we think it's us, and it's not. It's just the made-up self of old thoughts and beliefs about ourselves. Don't become your reactions of the ego. Non-reaction. Have you ever heard about that? That's what the Buddhists practice, non-reaction, right? Because once we react, we're handing over the wheel when we overreact, right? If we responding is responding with awareness. What can I bring to this? What can I bring to this? What light can I bring to this situation? When overreaction wants to take over or take us over, then it's calm. Then you want to just go, you know what? Nope, not this time. And the more you do not this time, the more you train your ego. It's like, I don't need to overreact to solve this problem. In fact, that's only going to get in my way. That's only going to delay the solution. Because you'll spend so much time just stuck in the problem and thinking about it, how you're never going to be able to do it, or the world is going to come to an end because of this. You're in the problem. You're not in the solution. The solution comes in the different mind state. It comes in the calm. Comes in the settle down, settle in. We're going to figure this out. Even if you have some friends around you can help you get there. But your job is eventually to get yourself there. Keep yourself there, right? It's worth the practice. It's worth it. It's so worth it. Coming from somebody, Mr. Anxious, right? I've had to do that for me. I was always inside it's like, right? It sucks. So you got to work on that. And I did, and I do every day. This is me working on it. This is part of it for me. So thank you for allowing me to do this with you. All right? Don't become your reactions of the ego. Just use it as your cue to take a breath and create a higher way forward. You give your best instead. Your ego is just a distraction that takes your focus off from what's truly important and meaningful in your life. Never give it your power. Your power is the power of being centered. That's your power. Power of remembering you're the light and you can overcome anything. Your ego's not going to want to tell you that. Ego's going to tell you, it's like, you're done. It's over. You screwed up. That's it. You're done. But it's not. That's never the end of the story, not unless you want it to be. Nope. You'll figure it out. You figure it out. You got to figure it out with the light. Say, I make amends or whatever I do. I got to just do whatever that is to get the air cleared again. Be willing to be vulnerable and say, I screwed up. And that's where people help you. But make sure that when you get up, you've learned that lesson. Because if you keep not learning the lesson, people don't want to help you. They don't want to help you because it's been crying wolf too many times without helping yourself, right? We're all here to take responsibility for our ship. And that ship, when we decide to do it, you're going to see a whole new you, right? You're not going to be in that victim mindset anymore. You're going to be one, I can do this. I want to do this. I'm going to do this because God says I can. And God is always right. God is always right. The ego, what does that know? Only knows what it's been told while it was here. Okay. This life will take absolutely lots of practice, but it's loving practice. It's loving yourself. It's not self-sabotaging. It's going in the different direction. It's not always easy, but love is the truth of who you really are, the part of you that is eternal. Living from your eternal nature of love is the key to unlock and live the amazing life. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. You won't be miserable. This world can make you miserable. By shedding the need or desire to use your dark energy as a means of life. You're going to get on that bus of yelling and screaming, right? Or you're going to get on that bus of anchoring your light and saying, how can I just be a beneficial presence without all the hoopla that the news wants me to undertake and all this other stuff? No, you can go straight to the solution. That's still in the problem. Don't join the problem. The solution is just giving your light in your everyday life. Giving your light in your everyday life. Stop talking about all the other stuff. If that's the case, then you're helping to keep us in the old way, right? Not that you're not supposed to know, you're not supposed to see all this crap. It's disgusting, right? Not that we don't look at it and know it, okay? But if we inundate ourselves with it, and that's all we talk about, and that we are just another newscaster, well, that gets old too. What's the solution after all that? We're just going to be a bunch of chickens squawking the same stuff around the chicken yard. Or can we squawk a new tune that actually helps the situation, right? The lighthouse. We need you to be the lighthouse. Anchor your light. Be that in your everyday life more than you've been before. That's what's most important. More than you've been before. It's for you as much as it is for the rest of your world and the world at large. We're all connected, so that's all connected. The better you do, the better we all do. The more you rise, the more we all rise. That's why you matter. Remember, you matter. Don't forget that. You matter more than you'll ever know in the human mind, in the ego mind. It doesn't even begin to tell you who you are at all. You're the universe in a little package. Okay, so today, start tweaking your formula. Use the light. Use the right seasonings. You know when it's right and you know when it's wrong. You feel it. Feel low, you're on the rocks, right? Off the rocks. Get that engine chugging in the right direction. Say, I can, I will, I'm gonna. And then be as consistent as you can in that launching stage. But once you get consistent, you won't want to not do it. You won't want to not do it. Because it's medicine. Medicine, right? Good thoughts, good words, good deeds, good actions, right? Exercise. Hugely important. Hugely important. Just move that body, baby. So today, start tweaking your formula using the right seasonings. Look inside and see why. Wherever it is, solve it in a loving way. Don't be judging yourself. Just say, you know what? God wants me to look at this, and I can tweak, I can self-correct, and I can move along. And I can move along. All right. So the CTA, always choose the mating ingredient. Choose love. That's who you really are. That's what you need to dish out every day, and I'll dish some more of that out today. All right, guys, I love you. We shall see you tomorrow.